Hey there, it's Kevin Henry, the editor-in-chief of drbicuspid.com, here today in Phoenix at the Seattle Study Club Symposium with Dr. Gary Sanchez, the founder of the Y Institute. How are you?
Great, man. What a beautiful location.
Oh, what's wrong with this in February? Come on. Well, I know you just gave a talk to the directors inside the Seattle Study Club. What was your talk about? I'm curious.
So my company's called the Y Institute, and so what I talked about was the power of knowing your why, building your practice based on your why so that you can move forward faster and have a bigger impact. So what I talked about was really three big concepts. The first one being your why is the essential first step in self-awareness. So everything you do starts with your why. So you got to know your why. So once you know your why, that is the essential first step. That's what you need to know before you start marketing your practice, before you start bringing in the right team.
Yeah.
You got to know your why. So that was the first thing. The second thing I talked about was you got to apply your why in the right sequence.
Okay.
So the sequence is why, how, what.
Okay.
Right? Not how, why, what, or what, how, why. It is why, how, what. Why's on first, right? How's on second?
There you go.
What's on third?
It's baseball. Let's do it. I love it.
And so when you do that, you connect to the brain in a completely different way.
Okay.
That allows people to make a decision to buy your product, buy your service, join your cause when it comes from your why, how, and what.
Okay.
And then the third thing I talked about was your message matters.
Okay.
What you say matters. And even if you don't say anything about your practice, it matters. Right? So if somebody says, so what do you do? How are you going to answer that? If you talk about what you do, then you blend in with everybody who does what you do. But if you talk about what you believe, then it connects to a completely different part of the brain. It allows them to raise their hand and say, yeah, I believe what you believe. Allows them to make that decision. Should I become your patient?
Yeah.
Do I want you as my dentist if they believe what you believe? Does that make sense?
It does. It makes perfect sense. And I know a lot of times, there are so many dental practices out there, and trying to distinguish one from the other, that gets tough. And that's really what this is about, guys.
Yeah, a lot of the challenges that we're facing right now is there's a lot of new competition.
Yeah.
With corporate dentists. How do you stand out?
Yeah.
How do you get recognized? How do you get appreciated for all those extra things you do as a high-level dentist, as a Seattle Study Club dentist, or someone who's spent a lot of time doing continuing education? How do you stand out? Right? What are you going to say about yourself if somebody says, what do you do? Well, I'm a dentist. Well, so is my nephew here. He just got out of dental school.
Right.
Right? So there's a way to connect to your ideal new patient so the right people come to see you.
And let me ask you something, because I know a lot of dentists will be on one page about the why, but the team may be on another page about the why. How do you bring those together?
So I developed a why discovery tool. I call it my why app. And you can go online and discover your why. So what I've done is taken this concept of why and made it a reality, made it something that you can actually do. So if you go to yinstitute.com, you'll see a little red button there that says, I need to discover my why. Go take the why discovery, discover your why, have your team discover their why, and then it goes from concept to reality, and you can have some great conversations about, do we have the right person in the right place? Because once you know their why, you'll see, are they the right fit for what they're doing?
Love that.
And maybe they won't be, and that's okay too. Doesn't mean they're a bad person, it just means let's put them in a place where they're going to get to live their why, because that's when they'll have passion. Right, that's how you build an inspired team.
Absolutely.
Right person on the bus and in the right seat.
And you can feel that inspiration whenever you walk in, honestly. Yes. It makes such a difference. So, yinstitute.com?
yinstitute.com.
Great. Dr. Gary Sanchez, the founder of the Y Institute, thanks so much for being on. Appreciate it, man.
It's great.